game and these bitches just understand my story. Nickel 9 and Conway the animal, boy, it's mandatory. Drama is a part of me. Son, you know this really. It's mandatory. The drama is a part of me. Son, you know this really. It's mandatory.
Conway and Royce the 5'9", mandatory off the GOAT mixtape. Check it on that Piff.
Man, you know how we do, man.
That was dope.
As always, man. I'm straight killing it.
So episode 2, right?
Episode 2, man.
I see you eavesdropping.
I see you eavesdropping, man. Eavesdrop all you like.
Happy New Year's to everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to have a good time tonight.
Yeah, we're back with the second episode of I See You Eavesdropping, fresh into the new year, man. We want to always keep it real, discuss real shit, and keep it live, man, while at the same time sipping on something good.
How was your New Year's, bro?
It was good, man. I'm chilling in the house, man. That's really what I do. I'm not about all the bullshit. I'm not gonna go out and kick it and count down to the New Year's with some fake motherfuckers I don't like or some shit like that, man.
You were trying to go to Times Square and sit out there.
Exactly, man. I'm just chilling, man.
Cocktail of the episode. What is this?
Well, actually, let me run through a couple actually because we had a couple cocktails tonight actually. So we started with the Dynasty Old Fashioned.
Hold on, what is the Dynasty Old Fashioned?
So the Dynasty Old Fashioned is take some brown sugar, you add some 151 in your blazer, and while it's blazing, you muddle it out with where you add your cherry and your half of an orange slice.
Brown sugar and cherries, niggas love it.
Oh, niggas love it.
Oh yeah,
niggas love it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you add that, you muddle that out, and then you add your bitters. You add your whiskey or bourbon of choice. You go ahead and you follow that with some half and half, but specifically, if you're good at it, you do some homemade brown sugar, raw brown sugar, organic, half and half. Infuse that with some oranges. Do about equal parts of that of whatever your bourbon or whiskey is. And then, of course, you go ahead and you top it off and roll it with a big block of ice inside.
What would you recommend this drink for? Is this for clubbing? Is it for chilling in the house?
This ain't a clubbing drink. This is for connoisseurs of drinking. All right. So first of all, I'm a Hibiki drinker. For those who don't drink Hibiki, that might as well be the liquor of the show. You know what I'm saying? So this is Hibiki.
Japanese whiskey.
It's a Japanese whiskey.
Superb.
It is great. So we go with that. Of course, if you like your bourbon, we're using Elijah Craig tonight. All right. So Elijah Craig has been.
Elijah Craig and Boy Beads.
Oh yeah. We got to get the Boy Beads.
Stacking up tonight. They get your wrist right.
You too shiny over there.
I mean, I try to take it easy, but and not get compliments and all that. But whenever I walk out on the street,
Boy Beads keep us taken care of. Great work, great beads, quality product. In fact, I probably rocked his beads with every attire. So from suits to casual wear.
Amazing craftsmanship.
All the way to visual dream boarding, as we have been doing today. You know what I'm saying? And you need to get out and do that. You can't achieve what you want until you see what you want, because seeing is believing.
In visual dream boarding, storyboard, and I took it from took the idea from my wife, her and her friends. Well, she and her friends. They like to talk about plans for their future and goals for prosperity and so forth. So I said, me and Corey, why don't we just do that on our own? But we just want to go and physically make our own, put our visual boards together. So we take trips to Porsche dealership and watch stores, and
we've been to a couple of locations today.
Just some things that we are going to do now. What we would like to do.
Yeah, of course, we got that in, but back to the drinks. So we did the Dynasty Old Fashioned, which right now I'm about to have some straight Hibiki. But we also did something else that I came up with earlier because I was kind of like a burnt orange taste. So I went with some burnt orange bitters along going with some Drambour, which technically is a burnt orange liqueur. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I could have did probably better, now that I tasted it, I could have blazed it probably with the brown sugar. But we added an orange slice, and that was great as well. So, you know, we're in here, and we're enjoying that. But those have been the drinks of the show. So, you know, if you haven't had Hibiki, which is a aged Japanese whiskey, which we're out of now, probably like the 5th or 6th bottle we're out of.
We're not alcoholics.
But yeah, we're not we're not alcoholics.
Not
because of that bottle. Yeah, but yeah, so you know we
So I don't know if you listened to our first episode, which is when Thinking Like a Man Goes Wrong. If you haven't, go to SoundCloud, follow I See You Eavesdropping, EYE, and then See You Eavesdropping, and then check out that first episode. And we were talking about, you know, when, you know, some of the misnomers about when people want to assume a mentality that is not accurate, and when it backfires on them. So check it out and let us know what you think about it.
Absolutely. And the topic of the night is
when you are not the one.
When you are not the one.
And this applies to both men and women. It is when you felt like you're investing a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of your feelings into someone, and it's just not working. And how do you know when it's time to, you know, cut bait and move on, or buckle down and fight? So,
and that's exactly how it goes. So, first of all, I mean, for those who don't know, you're here with government name, as I like to say it, Corey Purdue, and
R.W. Richard. You know,
and we like to get it in and keep it real. I mean, you know, we're honest to a fault. I won't say that I've always been, but you know that's how you develop. So going in on this issue, you're always not the one. So I want to first start from giving men shit, because you know sometimes that's what you got to do. So,
and men are usually some of the biggest culprits of not knowing when they're not the one.
Absolutely, and I mean I've had times when I wasn't the one. Shit, actually,
haven't we all?
Yeah, actually, the more that I think about it is, and my friends know about this intimately. Like, you know, I had a situation somewhat rather recently where I wasn't the one. I won't say where I completely wasn't the one. I just wasn't the one at the right time.
Yeah, let's start when we knew we were not the one. Let's
start there. So I want to start with the most recent for me. So those who know me know that I deploy a lot. I'm overseas a lot. I do all sorts of stuff, man. Honestly, I'm all over the place. But it's kind of hard not to want someone when they hold you down, because holding someone down is very important. So for me specifically, I was overseas in Afghanistan, the shithole of shithole countries. Shouts out to that bitch ass motherfucker. But
we kind of live in a shithole country in certain respects.
Exactly, we absolutely do, which is why I had to throw that caveat in there.
If you're black.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but yeah, that's another episode. Mm-hmm. But you know, somebody held me down. I was feeling them, and I was like, you know, I wanted, or at least I thought that they were the one, but I was not the one. And several occasions arose where it was reconfirmed that I was not the one, simply because I was always ready. Now, how situations go, I want to make sure this is fully understood. Like, men deal with rejection on a different level than women deal with rejection, because we're always the ones that, you know, have to step up, have to take the risk, have to pursue.
Rejection is more of a daily ordeal for men.
Yeah, absolutely. So from that perspective, I have to say that, you know, I stepped up, I made my intentions known, and in the end, I wasn't the one at that time. Now, at first, just because I thought the shit was automatic, especially considering how the person held me down, like, I was in a shitty mood for a while. In fact, I mean, the guy that's sitting right here saw me in a shitty mood. And in fact, I remember the first thing he said to me was like, "You are not yourself. You are really going through it." And to understand when you're not the one and accept it, opposed to understanding that you're not the one and fighting it, is completely different ball game. But being able to adapt and overcome and understand that, you know what, that's really what it is. That's kind of what you have to do sometimes. But at the same time, like, I feel like men have been taught, and correct me if I'm wrong, men have been taught to be more persistent in situations where, you know, they may not be the one or someone may be being hard to get. But at the same time, you got to understand and know when you're not the one. But anyway, so, Rich, what's your take on that, man?
I mean, there is a level of classic conditioning with it, with, you know, the punishment and reward. You know, I think, like, to your point earlier, from an early age, men are taught to pursue or court, you know, a woman that, or a girl that they care about, you know, open doors, share how you feel, be strong, take care. And that kind of can set you up for failure if it's the wrong woman, you know, that you're focusing your efforts on.
Yeah.
And let's look at it, you don't really feel the burn as much until you get in your older years when, you know, you're spending your personal resource, not your parents. You know, when you're spending, if your parents give you $20 to take a girl out to the movie, it's not impacting you as much as when you're ready as an adult to look for something serious, something further in a relationship. And the time and the resources that you're investing solely sit on your shoulders.
Yeah.
So let's look at relationships. Let's go like past relationships. I've been cheated on 2 times in my life. And you know, I think the first time, like, I was in college, spending time with somebody that I met with a college job, you know, working at Staples. You know, doing service work, which was annoying in itself. You know, but you spent this time with this woman. You know, you're investing a lot of time. It turned into a long distance relationship because she was in another state. So, you know, I had a Volkswagen Jetta diesel, which the mileage was really useful because I would spend a lot of time driving hours and hours on end to go visit her and spend time and meet her parents that I didn't like, and, you know, and her friends I didn't like, and even her. I don't even know I don't think I really liked her, you know. But you're taught to commit, you know. So you did that, and then, you know, it turns out she cheated on you with some bum nigga who's selling sneakers on the side of the road and making bologna sandwiches at the gas station, you know. And then you're like, wait a minute. I have way more potential. I'm doing this and that, but you'd rather have the nigga that wants to hand wash your socks with vinegar and baking soda.
Oh man, it's funny you say that because what goes hand in hand without, you know, with not being the one is understanding your potential, and maybe you're not the one because you want more. You know, and I say that from the perspective of there are people that want hood niggas. There are people that want sophisticated niggas. There's niggas that want bad bitches, and there's niggas that want career-oriented, want to do something with themselves type chicks. And my thing is, like first of all, let me start that by saying I would never let anyone call a woman I'm dating a bad bitch, because that's not a bad bitch. That's a successful woman. All right.
Yes.
First and foremost. And me not being the one for her is completely different from me not being the one for a quote unquote bad bitch. What makes a bad bitch is completely different what makes a real woman. Because if you can consider yourself a bad bitch, then I'm probably not going to talk to you anyway.
Yes.
Let me make sure I make sure that is understood first and foremost. But what makes a true, well-rounded, excuse us, because we probably about 4 or 5 drinks in at this point. Mm-hmm. But anyway, what makes a well-rounded woman is something that would never make a bad bitch. First of all, you call any woman I'm with a bad bitch, I'm probably gonna have you. But first and foremost, if I'm not the one for a bad bitch, I'm not honestly significantly hurt. If I am not the one for a real woman, then you know what? That might be an issue. But